Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat here, great recovering alcoholic and addict, just like every day. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe, leave the video a like, drop me a comment, and by all means, share with anybody you think might get something out of it. Other than that, what's up, y'all? How we doing? I had a nice day today. Sunday, so I get up, went to the gym, had a fantastic workout. I love that I'm getting to 4 plates, which is over 400 pounds regularly, whether I'm maxing out or not. That feels good. Consistency pays, guys. From there, I went to a fantastic meeting. Met my sponsor at the meeting. It was just a great meeting. I'm going to talk about a little bit in the video. And there was a festival, the May Festival in Harvard Square. So we decided to go check that out. We were hoping to meet some other members, but it started raining, so other people didn't come. But we got there early and walked around, had food, saw some live music, and just, talking recovery, talking life. And it was great. Like, it was really nice. From there, I went and looked at a car for a buddy of mine. Unfortunately, he blew his motor. And it is what it is, but I'm going to help him out as best I can. Just a nice, relaxed Sunday. I'm going to, do my laundry for the week, make a nice dinner. Looking forward to doing my videos, and just a good day, living recovery, just enjoying the fruits of my labor, enjoying good company, and seeing people overcome triumphs. There was a lot of talk of struggle today, a lot of upbeat people at the meeting today, but a lot of people, particularly people, one thing I love about the new Sunday morning meeting I go to is there is a lot of recovery in that room. That is a meeting with a lot of people with decades of recovery. And even people with decades of recovery struggle. Like, life can be tough. It's just a fact of life. And then I think a lot of it is, it's just the human condition. But for myself, I like to believe that my positivity alleviates me of some of that struggle, but it doesn't eliminate it, guys. And so when I was going through the different readings, there were a couple of good ones today. The Just for Today NA meditation hit it right on the head. Keep it simple. Remember, we can't change the world in a day. We can't take on more than we can do. When we allow things that are out of our control to overwhelm us, we start getting ourselves into dangerous territory. And I understand, guys, we have loved ones, people have problems, we want to help, and I'm not saying not to. Always do the best you can with what you can in the moment. But as I always say, no amount of remorse is going to change what happened yesterday, and all the anxiety in the world is not going to fix tomorrow. All you can do is do the best you can, help others, support, be your best self in the moment. That's where all of your power lies. It's where all of the life you're leading is. It is where you can make the most change. You can do the most good. It is where all your power is. So we keep it simple. We keep it in the moment. And, that's how we build momentum, and that's how we make change. And we can't do anything if we're not doing what we need to do in the moment. So we're going to go with that reading today, guys. The Just for Today NA meditation is keep it simple. We live a day at a time, but also from moment to moment. When we stop living in the here and now, our problems become magnified unreasonably. Life often seems too complicated to understand, especially for those of us who've dodged it for so long. When we've stopped using drugs, many of us came face to face with a world that was confusing and even terrifying. Looking at life in all its details all at once may be overwhelming. We think that maybe we can't handle life after all, and that it is useless to try. Well, these thoughts feed themselves, and pretty soon we're paralyzed by the imagined complexity of life. Happily, we don't have to fix everything at once. Solving a single problem seems pretty possible, so we take them one at a time. We take care of each moment as it comes, and then we take care of the next one when it comes. We learn to stay clean just for today, and we approach our problems the same way. When life in each moment is not such a terrifying prospect, and we start to build momentum, one breath at a time. We can stay clean and learn to live. Sorry, I missed a word, so it threw me way off. I apologize, guys. Progress, not perfection. The affirmation is just for today. I will keep it simple by living in the moment only today. I will tackle I will keep it simple by living in this moment, only today. I will tackle only today's problems. I will leave tomorrow's problems for tomorrow. Guys, I got to proofread before I read it back. Sorry, guys. Please forgive me. But yeah, like I said, it's something I've come. And again, I'm not doing it perfectly either. Friday was a perfect example of that. I heard one thing and it shut my brain down, and it was a big one. I mean, they were telling me I may not be eligible for all the work, and it rattled my cage. It rattled me to the core. But again, as I spoke about in Friday's video, I'm incredibly proud of myself because before I got out of my truck and reacted, the very first thing I did was prayed, and that boom took it from 100 down to 50. And then I went and again, God shot. I was on my way to my meeting when I got this piece of information. No better place could I possibly be than amongst all my friends, my support group, like the place I can share openly, honestly. People that know my situation, I can tell them what's going on, and every one of them, one after other, is like, no, like relax, you're gonna be okay. All the work you've done, everything you've done, you've been through this, that, and then again, I went out to lunch and had great laughs and gave my brain time to process, and I started making sense of it all because I worked my program. I looked at it from the other guy's point of view, and then it made perfect sense. And now here I am, Sunday night. Had a great weekend going into tomorrow, and I'm prepared. I'm gonna go take the proper steps that I need to take. But as I've been praying and reassuring myself by reassuring God that I have faith in Him, I know I'm gonna be okay. And if it requires more steps and it doesn't happen on my time frame, then that means it requires more steps and it's not going to happen on my time frame. Like, it's as simple as that. I'm not going to give up. And I know that in the end, once I bring the proper paperwork in, that I'm going to cross off what that thing that I may not be eligible doesn't exist. And I understand where it came from. It came from a blown out of the water charge, which had that charge been correct, then there'd be a different story. But it's not correct. And that, I don't know if all the whole thing, I don't remember the complete disposition, but I know for a fact that part of it was removed. It was dismissed. So I've got nothing to worry about. Now, are they going to continue to mess with me and string me along and make me, jump through more hoops? Very possible. But I can't worry about that today. If I sit here dwelling on that today, then I'm ruining today. And I end up having an absolutely beautiful day. Went to a festival, got to hang out with people, eat street food, watch live music, like, it was beautiful. Got to go help other people. I got to communicate. I've been texting back and forth with a bunch of different people all day. Like, I feel fantastic. And I got a great workout in this morning because I used some of that raw, at the gym this morning, and it was beautiful. I see recovery at work in my life today. And again, I think I deal with a lot more stress than I acknowledge because I've learned to deal with it and process it so well that I don't even acknowledge a lot of it. Probably a lot of good content that I'm overlooking for videos, and I'm going to try and keep a focus on that so I can show you guys more how in the moment I'm dealing with it. But this program has taught me to do so, and one of the first things we learn, and it's so incredibly important in early recovery, is keeping it simple. I know I had to. Like I said, I've talked about this, God, thousands of times in these videos. Walking into rehab, I had the weight of the world on my shoulder. Oh my God, I'm going to start over. I'm in my 50s. I don't know what living sober looks like. I don't know how to be an adult. Da, 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 da. I was like, blah. And I was so overwhelmed that it didn't help my detox because it was by far the hardest detox I've ever seen. I was in bed for 12 days. The overwhelm and stress was just adding to the physical and mental and spiritual detox I was going through. I was creating my own problems at that point. Now, it was also I was coming off of a massive drug habit, and that's to be expected. But I also attribute that to God, making sure for once, because every other time I've detoxed, guys, just sharing, I would go into prison and I'd lay in a jail bed for 3 days and I'd get up and I'd be okay. This wasn't the case because this is the one that God wanted me to remember. He wanted it to leave a mark because I was asking Him for the help that I needed, and that's what I need. Like, sometimes when things come easy, I just overlook them or take them for granted. Oh, I'm not doing that now, and I haven't done that in this recovery. And the results speak for themselves. I'm the person I was always meant to be. I'm by far the best version of me. I'm the most capable. I'm the most uplifting. I'm the most, welcomed in, and I'm the most caring and compassionate me I've ever seen, and I love that today. I actually get to enjoy being who I am. I get to share my gifts with others. I get to be an asset in recovery and in my community. Like, I run a legitimate business that provides services to people constantly, and that grows and expands at a beautiful rate. Like, I am so proud, just like it says in my shirt today, I'm just so proud of so many things in my life. But every bit of that has come because in the beginning I kept it simple. I didn't tackle more than I could chew. I didn't bite off more than I could chew. I didn't take on more than I could handle in any day. I didn't really go out there looking to take on anything other than whatever God put in front of me. Those first 3 months, I literally just woke up every day and just let God feed me to where I needed to be. Now, granted, I knew I needed doctor's appointments, so that was my first thing. The first thing I knew I needed to tackle was health. I had no teeth. I had that skin growth. I was concerned with cancerous. I had all these different issues. I hadn't had a physical in 10 years. I was withered and ragged. So I started focusing on my health. And then, boom, I knew I needed to plug into recovery because left alone to my devices, I was home 2 hours when I had that slip. And that's what gave me my current sobriety date of 1/7/25. Because on the night that I get home from rehab, Mr. Joe Rehab, and I was so like gung ho, and I'm gonna do this, and I came home isolated to myself, my house with nobody to contact, and I relapsed within minutes. But instead of throwing in the towel and being overwhelmed, I get out and I found a girl locked out of her car. I found a way to be of service to somebody else, and that relieved my despair. So the next morning, I said, you know what? I need a program. I need a meeting. I found my neighbor who brought me to my home group. Boom! I now chair that meeting. I kept it simple. Like I didn't allow things to overwhelm me, and I didn't go out there trying to change everything at once. And I needed like so much. I knew I needed so much change. But if I tried to do too much at once, I would get overwhelmed, and I would put myself at risk. Like guys. In early recovery, allowing ourselves to get too overwhelmed is a very dangerous thing because we start to feel like we're helpless. And when we feel like we're helpless, well, we're going to turn to that old devil on our shoulder, right? Keep it simple. Focus on staying clean. Once you get a little bit of stability staying clean, focus on whatever other issues, but take them one at a time. Don't try to do 18 things. And I see so many people, I've seen people do that. They want to come in and be the rock star. My friend, I'm not going to throw a name out there, but my friend that I'd known from the streets that showed up at my meeting, I was so excited to see her. Immediately, I tried telling her that because I gave her a ride home from the meeting. She's like, da, 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 da. And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, you just got to a halfway house yesterday. Slow your roll. And before a week was up, she was leaving the halfway house to go to a sober house, and she fell off like nothing. And I couldn't do. There's nothing I could do to save her. There's nothing I could do to help her. She wouldn't listen to me because she was more worried about getting material things than she was about getting recovery. Keep it simple. Focus on what we can. Guys, just like this reading said, so I'm so happy to see this reading. We can't do, particularly when we just come out of addiction and we're in early recovery, we're still pretty addled. We don't have a lot of confidence. We don't have a lot of clarity. We don't know what we don't know. So you take it simply. That's when it's best to shut up and listen. And when it's your time to share, sure, share your struggles. Share what's bothering you. Don't let it overwhelm you. Listen to what others have done that has worked. Find what applies to you. Leave the rest behind. Don't argue with it. Don't try to rewrite it. Don't bicker with it. Don't just surrender to the program. And my sponsor and I were talking about that today. His guy's like, surrender? You want me to give up? No, you want to give up what's not working. You want to invite an unimaginable, unmeasurable, unfathomable power into your life to guide you into what works. It's called winning. It's a beautiful thing. I've been stacking wins for the last 17 months, and I've managed to overcome 30 years of stacking losses. And I got a couple more to go, but I'm getting there, and I'm getting there in faith. And because I don't let myself get overwhelmed, well, what if this, what if that? What if what? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. So I do the best I can today with what I have today. I gave up crying about what I lost because you know what? I didn't lose anything. Everything I lost, I gave away, and I didn't lose anything because I know the house that I lost, no, it's still at the same address it always was. I gave it away. The business I lost, nope, same address, gave that away too. We didn't lose anything. And when we work diligently with what we have today, we can gain everything, more than you ever dreamed, when you keep it simple, guys. Momentum has this way of compounding. And we know this in addiction because you see when the momentum starts carrying you downstream, we're done for, right? But it works the same way in recovery. When you start putting days together, when you start putting simple, just fixing one problem, and then you fix another problem, and then you fix another problem, but one at a time with all your focus. Guys, the secret to change is to focus all your energy, not into fighting what's old, but into building what's new, one block at a time. And I'm telling you, it works amazingly well. And then you kind of get into this flow, and next thing you know, you're getting a 6 month chip, and you're healthier, and you're looking better. You can look yourself in the eye. You get some mental clarity. You're starting to build some relationships. Maybe you found a sponsor. Boom, right? And then you get that 1 year, and now you're going through the steps, and you're healthy, and you've got a job, and that brings on new stresses. But you don't worry about that. You just take it one day at a time, and before long, guys, you're like, oh my God, I've got over a year clean and I've got a whole new life. But it doesn't happen at once, and it's not going to happen at all if you get so overwhelmed that you get paralyzed and you can't make a good move. The speaker today was a dear friend, and I love what she said. If you can't do anything good, then do nothing. Learn that stillness is okay. And there was times in my recovery, particularly early on, where I'm like, okay, well, then there's nothing I can do positive right now. You know what that means? That means it's time to journal. It's time to meditate. It's time to learn to sit in the silence and be okay with it. Because there's always something to do. When you can't go out and physically do something, or the next step is not available yet, then don't do something that's wrong just to do something. Right? If you can do that, it takes discipline. But when you find that discipline, you start making real change by just doing one little thing at a time. I say it all the time, guys. We win the marathon by taking the first step, right? If we don't take the first step, and that's the thing, guys, we don't always know the outcome. Oftentimes you're not going to. That's why it's so important to build the network, build your relationship with your higher power, fix your relationship with yourself so you're bringing your best self to bear, and then go out and just take things one step at a time, but do so in the best fashion you can. Like I said, before you know it, guys, you'll make changes you never believed or dreamed possible. Starting to repeat, so we're going to leave it at that. Happy Sunday, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with me. Always remember, God loves you. I love you. We'll see you in the next one.